Imagine the high-stakes drama of an NFL game where every second counts and emotions run wild. Now picture a head coach losing his cool on the sidelines during a critical moment. That's the heart-pounding scene that unfolded for the New York Giants, and it sparked a wave of reactions across the football world. But here's where it gets controversial. Was Coach Brian Daboll's outburst just passionate leadership? Or did it cross a line into pressuring medical decisions? Stick around, because this incident dives deep into the tension between winning at all costs and player safety. And it's the kind of story that has fans debating long after the final whistle. In a thrilling matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles at MetLife Stadium, Giants rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart had to step off the field briefly during the third quarter after a brutal collision. The hit came from Eagles linebacker Patrick Johnson, and Dart didn't bounce back up immediately. However, he managed to trot off under his own power and headed straight to the injury tent for a concussion evaluation. As a quick note for newcomers to football, these tents are like on-field medical hubs where players get checked by experts and coaches aren't permitted inside to avoid any interference with the process. Yet, the broadcast captured Coach Brian Daboll peering into the tent, clearly anxious for updates on his young star. Moments later, he was seen raising his voice at Dr. Scott A. Rodeo, the team's orthopedist, who was stationed on the sidelines and not part of the evaluation team. To add another layer, rookie running back Cam Skattebo popped into the tent while Dart was being assessed and was promptly asked to exit, as shared by the Thursday Night Football crew. This whole episode highlighted the raw intensity of sideline emotions, where coaches are desperate for their players to return quickly, especially in a game against Super Bowl champs. Daboll addressed the situation candidly in his post-game press conference, owning up to his behavior. If you've ever stood on an NFL sideline, you know it's an emotional roller coaster, he explained. I'm a passionate guy, and I reached out to apologize to our team physician right away. I was just eager to get Dart back out there if he was cleared. We were gearing up for a potential fourth down play, and I would have used a timeout if needed. I kept asking, how much longer will this take? I wanted him safe, no doubt, but I also wanted our guy on the field. The doctor assured me he was okay, and I was ready to call that timeout and push for the first down. I respect our medical team immensely. I apologize because I was out of line, but thankfully Dart's fine, and we even shared a hug afterward. Dart's performance that night was nothing short of impressive, helping the Giants surge ahead. He connected on 17 of 25 passes for 195 yards and a touchdown. Plus, he rushed for 58 yards and another score on 13 carries. He sat out for just 2 plays, replaced by veteran Russell Wilson, before passing his concussion protocol and returning to lead the team to a decisive 34-17 victory. For context, this was a big turnaround for the Giants, who started the season 0-3 under Wilson and turned to Dart, their first QB draft pick in 4 years since Daboll and GM Joe Shen took the helm. On the Prime Video postgame show, both Dart and Skattebo shared lighthearted takes. Skattebo joked he was trying to rescue the trainer from Jaxson by entering the tent. When asked about Daboll's words after exiting the blue medical tent, Dart recalled, he asked, "You good?" And I hit him with, "Hell yeah." It was a fun moment that underscored the team's camaraderie. And this is the part most people miss. This wasn't Dart's first brush with the injury tent. In his last 4 starts, including preseason, he'd been checked 3 times for concussions. He faced evaluations after a preseason game against the New England Patriots and during his regular season debut win over the Los Angeles Chargers. For beginners, understanding concussion protocols is key. They're designed to protect players from long-term brain damage, but they can feel frustratingly slow in the heat of competition. Now, let's talk controversy. Daboll's apology shows accountability, but does it fully address the potential pressure on medical staff? Some argue coaches should stay out of medical calls to prioritize health over wins, while others see it as Daboll's fiery passion driving the team. What do you think? Should coaches have more say in these moments? Or is this a necessary boundary to keep players safe? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree with Daboll's emotional style or if this incident changes how you view sideline decisions. October 10th, 2025 Connections. Sports Edition. Spot the pattern. Connect the terms. Find the hidden link between sports terms.